This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Just about set for football. Blake Groupie is ready to get us started.
And off we go from Seattle.
DJ Dallas to return it from his end zone.
DJ Dallas on the return. The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here's Walker to start the drive. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up second and 5.
Now it's Smith. Throw out wide to Walker. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. Out of the gun, Walker with it. A strong running. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Inside the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Ken Walker, 65 yards. And the Seahawks need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead.
Bottom line, when you play a runner with these talents, you've got to be able to wrap up and get him on the ground. Or the first person who gets there, hold him up long enough for the next wave to get there and get him down. Otherwise, he will continue downfield and find pay dirt.
Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. The touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
At their own 26-yard line.
Winston and the Saints now with a first and 10 at their own 26. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw. It's knocked away and incomplete. Charles already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so,
there he goes left side. Look at the big fella go. Touchdown, Saints. Taysom Hill, 71 yards. And the Saints are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
The point after, good by Groupie. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Dallas now to return it from his end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
At their own 17-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
A run by Dallas to start the drive.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 6.
On the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Here's Smith.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Pete Werner.
And he'll take this back down inside the 20.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Following the interception, Winston. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Backed up here, tough spot, needed 11 yards to pick up the first.
Under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know, he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down.
Looked like he might have overcompensated there for being on the right hash because you've got to make sure you get the angle right. But that time he started it too far left and winds up hooking it way too far.
95 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Boy, some big runs here, Charles, already in this first quarter.
Yeah, if the lanes are there, go ahead and exploit them. But what I like the most, how decisive he is, putting his foot in the ground and going.
He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
And it is still early, just the first quarter. But you start prorating the numbers, and we might be in for some history. I mean, that last run puts him over 100 yards already, and we've still got 3 quarters to go.
On 2nd down, it's Walker.
And he'll be taken down at the 34.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, here's Walker.
And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. On 4th down, Smith.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively, all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. These two teams all tied after 1. They'll send one of those 2 tight ends in motion.
Walker will score. Touchdown, Seattle. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Pete Carroll in that familiar hands-on knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here. Gino's going to throw. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, If they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to a stretch, and guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find answers.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara. A 16-yard touchdown run. And the Saints are an extra point away now from moving out in front. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know that sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. Dallas now to return it from his end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
The Seahawks take over first and 10.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
And it really becomes a tale of 2 play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything is working pretty well. For the defensive
What's going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now. What he needs is one of his guys just to make the big play and disrupt things.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. 2nd and 10. Smith. Finding Smith and Jigba downfield. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. 57 yards. And the Seahawks are able to move back in front. Pretty good response. They had given up the touchdown and the lead, but they struck back.
And I love the way that they just saw it happen. Took a quick exhale on the sidelines. So let's go get it.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And would you believe it? This is caught in the end zone. And the fake extra point works to extend their lead by 2. Touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, I certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
On 2nd down, Winston again. Escaping the pressure right. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. For a big guy, Jameis sure can move. Did a nice job there picking up the 1st down with his legs. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A shotgun handoff now to Miller. just a yard or two shy of the 30.
51 yards rushing for him now in his first 2 carries of the ball game.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there.
Winston's throw complete there to Johnson.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 16. A gain there of 21 yards.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Winston to give. It's Kamara.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. The Saints in the hurry up here, clock continuing to roll. 2nd down, Winston.
Slant pass complete to Olave.
Touchdown!
Chris Olave on the touchdown toss for Jameis Winston. And the Saints are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the 1st half. Dennis Allen going to go for 2 here. He's leaving his offense out on the field. And they'll turn to Kamara.
And he will not get there as the try for 2 is unsuccessful. And they will remain down by a point.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. Dallas now to return it from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And with a 1-point lead, you'd have to think they'll be looking just to get this to halftime. And he's got Smith and Jigba.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the 1st half. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Geno.
Going right back to Smith and Jigba.
Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. A shotgun snap for Smith.
He'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba.
And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
A 48-yard attempt.
And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. And the gamble fails. It's incomplete. Well, go ahead and mark that down. It's one of the most bizarre 1st down calls in the history of the National Football League. A fake, and it backfires.
Well, we've seen a lot of
1st down.
Yeah, you're right. And we've seen a lot of innovation throughout the years in the NFL. I mean, we've gone from the single wing to the T formation to shotgun, right? Running spread, run and shoot, you name it, right?
To 1st down field goal.
1st down field goal fakes. I think that's an innovation that will not catch on.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this 1-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Ridiculous. Take him out. Make this look bad. Come on.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3?
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this.
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Here's Winston.
And this one too low.
Just work with me a second here, because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football, I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback. And in this ball game, I feel like we're playing a school right around 50%.
He's under 50%. He needs to start hitting more targets. On 3rd down, Winston. And that will be incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
Winston to throw for it on 4th. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Up the middle, here's Walker.
113 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
It's a gain of 7.
On 2nd down, here's Smith. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
Straight ahead, Walker.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
They'll try for the first with Walker.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. And Walker once more.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 of the 12. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
2nd and 5.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. And quickly they get to the line.
That's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Smith on 3rd down. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They snap it to Smith. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And the Saints will have the football back. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. Up the right sideline. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. A big play there out of Kamara. 41 yards. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Trying the left side with Kamara. And he stopped immediately there.
3rd quarter of a
tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Winston now from the 50, eluding the pressure right. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Bobby Wagner multiple times in all play in there to drop him for a loss. So now after the sack, Winston and the Saints needing to figure out what to do. Tough play, 3rd and long. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
So that's what that elbow in my ribs was all about. You thought they were going to throw the ball as well.
Absolutely. I think everybody thought they were throwing the football, caught him off guard.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you have the courage to make that type of a play call, a lot of times you actually get rewarded.
And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching me. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the 2nd half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here. They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 72 yards rushing now for Kamara. It's a 1st down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll try to throw now. Winston. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They give him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. Touchdown, Saints. 3 touchdown passes now in the ball game for Jameis Winston. And the Saints put together a 4th quarter drive to take the lead.
Stop next defense, man.
CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. Dallas now to return it from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the 2nd half after a decent 1st half offensively. But they need their best drive of the game right here. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 23-yard line.
To throw is Smith. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Pete Werner. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Jameis to throw it. On the right side, this is Miller. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Now Winston. This is caught. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Kamara is into the end zone for a Saints touchdown. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time he had the speed to win that race.
Groupie able to add the PAT, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. Dallas now to return it from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Geno. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and an utter disaster as the ball's going to go over on downs at the 2-yard line. How about this starting field position? 1st and goal from 2 yards out. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Juwan Johnson, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game. Well, this, of course, set up by the stop a moment ago on 4th down, and now that might be the score that puts this one officially out of reach.
And it's a tough one because your hands are tied when you're losing in the 4th quarter because you know you've got to make something happen. They couldn't pick up the 1st down, and after that, the air just went right out of the balloon, and you knew you were looking at a defeated team.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Paulson.